Welcome to another episode of the Reborn Podcast with Tony Buers, where we delve into the intersections of personal development, spirituality, entrepreneurship, and real estate. Today, we have a truly inspiring story about a bold decision that might just redefine the way we think about education and personal growth. Everyone, I'm Tony Buers, and I'm thrilled you're joining us today. At just 20 years old, I found myself at a significant crossroad, choosing between the traditional path of college education and an unconventional route of intensive mentorship. See, those of you who know me or that you've been listening for a while, you've been watching for a while, you know I wasn't the best student. I was a C student, D student, F student. I was not a great student in school. Okay. And so for me, I chose the latter. Recently, I invested $30,000 into personal and professional mentorship to enhance my business acumen and leadership skills in the real estate industry. But not only in the real estate industry, because what I'm learning is leadership. And leadership goes a long, long way. Both business, family, and so many other roles that you live in your life. Okay. Let's talk about the journey. Growing up, I realized early on that traditional school was not my forte. The conventional classroom setting, the standard teaching methods, they just didn't resonate with me. The realization was crucial. It made me question the very fabric of traditional education. Was it the only way to success? As I ventured into real estate, the gaps in my knowledge became glaringly obvious, but so did my potential. That's when I made the decision. A hefty $30,000 investment in a mentorship program aimed at entrepreneurs like myself. This wasn't just any program. It was tailored, focusing on real, actionable skills in real estate, strategic leadership, and business management. While I'm new to the program, so many others have gone before me, and so many others have 10x, 100x, 1000x their businesses. And so while I believe that many people think they're a special snowflake or a butterfly or whatever they want to call themselves, hey, everyone else can do this, but I come to you today as a testimony that mentorships work. Okay, so let's break this down. The conventional college route offers a broad academic foundation, yet it often lacks a direct applicability to fields like real estate or entrepreneurship. On the other hand, targeted mentorships provide practical, hands-on learning experiences that are immediately relevant to one's business and career goals. Here's the thing. Do I believe that college is the wrong choice for every single person? No, I don't. I think that for some people, if you're going to be a lawyer, if you're going to be a doctor, anything that needs a degree, yes, go to college. But for me, that's the extent of it. I don't think anyone else should go to college. And I think lots of people are wasting money on college, fine arts degrees, and so many other degrees that, hey, what am I going to do with this? Realistically. Okay. And especially if you're an entrepreneur. I was in a room, and I've told this story a few times now, but I was in a room a few months ago back in New York, and I was surrounded by MBA students, masters. I don't even know what it stands for. They have a master's degree in business. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm 20 years old. I'm probably a few years younger than a lot of these people. And I kept joking around. I'm like, hey, I'm a high school dropout. But to them, I actually had someone text me from that group. He's like, hey, you probably shouldn't, tell people about your high school dropout. It probably doesn't make you look too good. Dude, I have a successful business. And I don't say this at all to brag. Okay, I don't. I have a successful business. I'm doing business where you guys are going to college. Okay, and that's respectable. You want to be a consultant, perfect, great. Have a wonderful career in consultant. Right. But I'm like, hey, I'm a high school dropout, and in the back of my head, I was joking with them. I'm like, hey, you guys think you need a master's degree, an MBA, to be successful in business, whereas I am right here in front of you, can see me with your eyes. 20 years old. And I have a thriving business. Like, I just think so many people are misguided. But that's a topic for another day. For those of you contemplating this path, here's what you need to consider. First, identify your career goals and find a mentorship that aligns with those objectives. For me, I'm currently a real estate investor. That's currently my business. Okay. That's not necessarily my long-term business. My long-term business is going to be buying businesses, private equity. Okay. But I think no matter what mentorship you start in, it'll teach you a foundation that'll help you in the rest of your mentorships or the rest of your businesses, right? And for me, I'm in real estate. So I'm in a real estate mentorship, but it's also telling me, hey, how to correctly hire, how to lead and manage and train and, scale, and how to do marketing, and how to sell, right? And it has all these different assets that I'm pretty sure go into any business. I'm pretty sure every business has sales. I'm pretty sure every business you hire people. I'm pretty sure every business you have to manage and train and lead. Okay. But on that note, I do think there are some mentorships that are fancy. Maybe they run a lot of Facebook ads, or, you just see them around a lot. Like, there are a lot of bad mentors, unfortunately. There's a lot of people who, hey, I'll teach you how to, make an 8-figure business. I've never had a business other than this business where I teach people how to grow their business, but I'll teach you how to make an 8-figure business. Like, there's a lot of that going around. Okay, so you do have to be careful. And that leads me to the second note. Research thoroughly to ensure the mentorship program is credible and offers tangible learning outcomes. The mentorship I just recently joined, one of them, the bigger one, there's tons of people who've gone through it. There are, I believe, about 300. And there's also tangible results from so many of them. In fact, it's a 6-month program. A lot of them, even after the 6 months, they decide, hey, I'm going to pay for this again because of how valuable it was. Okay. Another thing is, obviously, you want your mentor to have accomplished something that you want to accomplish. So my mentor is in around 8 figures, right? And, I want to be, 9, 10, 12, massive. But in this business, 8 figures is remarkable. Okay. And they also, it's not even about the money they're making, it's about the systems they have. Okay. I know I need those systems because my systems, I'm not a very organized person traditionally. Okay. Like I've grown up, my bedroom, my desk at school, my locker, everything is messy. Okay. So I need these systems to be instructed so I can learn these systems and that I can replicate and teach a team and lead a team and train a team. Okay. And then the third one is prepare financially and emotionally for what is often an intensive, demanding experience. So of course, if you have more responsibilities than I have, and you're not making, let's say you're making 50 grand a year, you might not want to invest, 25,000 or 30,000 into a mentorship right away. You might want to invest, hey, here's 3 grand. Okay. Because then you're going to want to put money into marketing. Okay. Of course, you need to have money for marketing, and different operations, hiring your team and whatever that may look like in your specific business. Okay. And then emotionally. So I will touch on like the workshop that was before their high tier program. The workshop, dude, it's like 12 hours of content, and then we're still networking up and before and after. So it's like a 16 hour experience. Like 9, I think it's 9 to 9 or 7 to 9, basically, and then go out to dinner and talk and network, right? So it is emotionally intensive and demanding. So and as well as, of course, financially. So identify your career goals, find a mentorship that aligns with your objectives, research thoroughly to ensure the mentorship program is credible and offers tangible learning outcomes, and prepare financially and emotionally for what is often an intensive, demanding experience. Okay. And then a few questions that I've seen around are, how do you choose the right mentorship program? Look for programs with proven track records, testimonials, and that offer skills relevant to your specific goals. So let's say my goal is to make a $1 million a year gross revenue real estate wholesale business. Okay. What do I need to have or do to get that? I'm going to go find a mentor hey, they're at 5 million. Okay. So they've been through that. They've consistently hit at least 1 million, which is my goal. That's where I'm going to go. Okay. What if I can't afford a mentorship program? So this is, explore scholarships, smaller workshops, or even online resources that can start you on your path without a hefty initial investment. And for me personally, before I started my business, before I had money, I would go to the RIAs, Real Estate Investors Association. There are small workshops. So the one before this, like I mentioned, was 2,000. I've done a couple other leadership programs that are, I'm in one right now that's I think 1,200. So there are resources available to you, and in online. What I've bought for 25,000, most likely, honestly, you can find that content online, on YouTube, on Google, whatever, right? The mentorship gives you the application and the in a more thorough analysis and kind of holding your hand in a way, right? But you can find this stuff online. You can find smaller workshops. You can get scholarships, right? Some of these mentorships, you'd be surprised, they actually they'll work with you, right? So, for example, for 25,000, they allow you to break it up into portions. So if it's easier for you to, pay 4,000 a month rather than 25,000 up front, great, perfect, do it, okay? And then question 3 is mentorship a substitute for college? And the answer to this is it can be, depending on your career goals. It's more about the skills and networks you gain rather than just the credentials. Okay, so another thing that I, had gotten from this workshop is a great network. I met people who are on my level. I met people who are behind me. I met people who are way ahead of me, both the mentors themselves and just some people that were there at the workshop. Okay. So question 1 is, how do you choose the right mentorship program? Look for programs with proven track records, testimonials, and programs that offer skills relevant to your specific goals. Question 2 is, what if I can't afford a mentorship program? Start small, okay? Even online resources that are free, start small. Small is always better than nothing, okay? And then question 3 is mentorship a substitute for college? And my answer to that is it can be, depending on your career goals. Again, if you want to be a doctor, you're probably going to need to go to college, right? So today's episode hopefully sheds some light on alternative education paths that might just be the perfect fit for your personal and professional growth. Remember, investing in yourself is the best investment you can make. Thanks for tuning into the Reborn Podcast with Tony Buers. Stay curious, stay inspired, and as always, stay reborn.